Wow.
That's what's up.
You like that?
Yes.
That unfiltered, like, funk, like, it's bitter. You like that?
Bring me the funk. Gotta have a funk. Gotta make this face.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 24 of the Sultan of Slow Drip. I'm your host, the Sultan of Slow Drip, joined by Victor.
Hey, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, guys. We're back in the saddle. The end of 2021 was pretty interesting, right?
It was a little rough.
Yes.
I was out for a few days. Maybe like a few weeks, if that.
Yeah.
But everything's okay now. We're kind of back
we're all
on track.
good. Yeah, it's like everybody we knew for a while was getting sick, including ourselves. And,
Right.
you know,
It happens.
Had to do what we had to do and just stay away from everybody.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Now we're back.
That's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do is actually get back on some ciders.
Cool.
One of my buddies, you guys know Adam from Off Premise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he basically told me that I was drinking this entirely wrong on our episode.
In what way? It was a pour, right?
It was the pour, yeah. He's like...
It wasn't as high, or...
Exactly,
okay.
yeah. He was like watching the episode. I swear, he texted me at 1 a.m. He's like, dude, I'm watching your episode right now, pulling my hair out, because you guys were pouring that cider completely wrong, and it's like my favorite cider.
Okay.
And he gave me the rundown on how you're supposed to do it. And he's like, if you look on the label, you'll see that it's being poured from a height.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Thanks for the explanation, Adam,
Yeah,
but that's
right.
not intuitive.
Yeah. And he's showing me like videos of the whole like cidery and stuff, and they apparently love to pair this with pork and stuff. So that's something we'll have to do. Maybe we can get some carnitas or something, and you know, on our off time, have this with some pork. But in any case, though, when we were remarking on the cork and how like weird the cork was, if you remember
it was
that.
the red rubber.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, I guess you can like stop it back up. And he was like watching. He's like, no, yes, you stop it and then you pour it. So we're gonna do it right this time. And then also, we got some other ciders as well. Which for our first cider episode, we went kind of high-low, and now we're just going high, basically.
Okay, why not?
Yeah. So we're gonna stick in this range. I'm not gonna mention any prices just yet, just to not introduce any bias to the episode. But we're definitely, as you can tell, on the higher end of the ciders, just based on even the presentation, because if you recall, the ones that were kind of on the more expensive side typically had this sort of this kind of wine bottle look with the champagne cork and everything. So these these are local produced cider. So yeah, Mesh and Bone's a local company, and if I had to guess though, I would say this is probably still like not made here, but Mesh and Bone is a local company. Okay. If that makes sense. So yeah, I mean,
local to Chicago or local to...
local to Chicago. It's like in the, let's see. Well, it doesn't say on the back, but I know the guy personally. I've met him a few times, and yeah, they operate out of here. It seems like this is actually an imported French cider. There's not a whole lot on it, so we got 2 French ciders as well. This one I do know from my time in the restaurant business as an unfiltered, unpasteurized cider. And it's also a Norman cider. So we'll compare the two and see. I think this one is unfiltered, and then this one looks like it's a little clearer, more filtered. So we can compare those things against the cider, which we will pour correctly this time.
Sure. So, yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I guess we'll start over here.
That's cool. Like, I mean, when you don't typically think of champagne corks like with cider.
I mean, there's so many different ways to do cider, it seems, and you know, the champagne cork allows that additional fermentation as well inside the bottle. You know, that bottle kind of conditioning to further happen. Let's get this a little deeper.
That's in there.
There we go. Yeah, that's really in there. Yeah. All right.
So he was saying don't put the cork back in.
No. He was saying put the cork back in, but use that to pour it.
Use the cork to pour it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, so I'll show you. Whoop. Yeah, that's why it was so funny when I was like, I guess you can use this as a stopper to put it back in there.
Sure.
And he was like, no, you use it as a pour. So basically, this cork here.
Yeah,
right?
A little lower.
There we go. All right, we got that camera there too. you actually put this into the bottle.
Oh.
Like that. Oh, just a little bit out. And then now you can go ahead and hold your glass out for me. You use this to... Well, let me try that again. It's amateur hour, but use that to pour like this.
Whoa.
Yeah. There we go. From a height.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah.
You know, does it cross the border into like saisons?
In terms of what?
Well, maybe not, because it's not beer.
Yeah, it's not beer. Yeah.
It's just that funkiness is there, you know.
So like we talked about before in that episode, the last episode, that native yeast on there.
Okay.
It's just like it's whatever yeast is just in the environment on the apples. You know, those little kind of crab apple looking type apples. So it is like a more kind of funky, just wild, earthy, sometimes mushroomy yeast, just native to that. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a little watered down.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a thinner cider. It's
like juice, you know?
yeah. I mean, it's not like the thickest thing, but
I guess I was expecting effervescent.
well, I mean, I think the pour is supposed to like let it bubble a little bit, but it's not like it's if it were more carbonated, it would have one of these boys.
Okay.
You know, so it's just like it's kind of in the middle between an effervescent and a still, and and all the effervescence from this is probably just from the natural yeast and bacteria just doing their thing.
Oh,
you know,
so it wasn't even meant to be.
you know, and maybe also too, for that matter. I mean, it's not that it's not meant to be. It just kind of is like doing its thing.
Sure.
So, for example, if you leave a bottle out of this warm, I bet it would be more bubbly than if it was cold, because the coldness will decrease the activity of the yeast that's in there.
Okay.
So versus warm, where it's still kind of a little more active, and you might get a little more bubble from it. So.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, I'm getting like this almost. I could see like a kind of balsamic-y, like if there's a white balsamic vinegar.
Oh.
It's almost like that.
You've had aged balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
So good.
Yeah. There's this one like bourbon. So there's this one company that does bourbon barrel aged maple syrup, and then when they're done aging the maple syrup, they throw balsamic into the barrels, so it's got bourbon and maple syrup layers onto it, and it's really, really good. It's like a finishing.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
We when we were in Italy, when Jake and I were in Italy, he would walk around with he needs his greens, so he'd walk around with a bag of kale.
Right.
Spicy in Italy. And we walked into this shop that had aged balsamic vinegar, and he sprinkled 100-year-old balsamic vinegar all over this bag of kale, and it was heavenly.
That's really awesome.
And then we brought home like 40-year-old like balsamic vinegar.
Nice. How much does that run you?
It's like an umami. Almost 100.
For what size?
Oh my god, like
a little
container.
vial.
Yeah,
it's probably worth it though. Yeah, I mean, have you heard of these like shops in Japan where they have the same sauce for like unagi that they've been using for 1,000 years?
Love it.
Yeah,
what's that word called? Where you're just like taking a little bit off
Solera?
the top? You said it in a previous episode.
Yeah, they use the Solera on that. Okay. Yeah, so they've been doing this whole Solera system of unagi sauce, where they make a new batch of sauce and then add that to the previous batch of sauce and take some away. So basically, over the course of 1,000 years, they've just been doing that same process to the same sauce, cooking it every day. I think they don't even take it off the heat. It's just
interesting.
It's just been on the heat.
Okay.
They just keep feeding the heat the whole time and just like going. It never goes cold. And they've just been doing that every single day that they've been in business.
That's what makes a place special.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I was like random. This is kind of a tangential thing, but I was looking up like longest lived businesses and stuff like that, just like the oldest businesses. And Japan has like a shocking share of businesses that are operating 1,000 years later. Like the same company, maybe sometimes the same family.
Sure.
Or there's like this thing that they would do where it would be important to maintain the family name. So if they didn't have any heirs, the business owner, they would adopt a kid to run the company.
Wow. And
like hand select a kid, like, hey, you're my son now. You're gonna run my company. And it was just about making sure that name got passed through that business. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Just like one of those random kind of Wikipedia trips I was on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just looking up like
That's a whole nother conversation about legacy but like, what if they don't want to do it? You know, like
that's where the perfect adoption thing is. Like, pick a kid who wants to do it and then
right,
adopt that kid.
Right.
Yeah. Instead of forcing it on a kid who maybe doesn't want it, but just happens to be your kid. So.
Right. Yeah, that's special.
Yeah,
that's special.
I like this a lot. This is really awesome. I'm getting some apricot from this now too, and like white grape.
A lot of white grape for me.
Do you get that vinegary quality, like that balsamic-y?
That tanginess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I could see using this in a dressing as a base for a dressing. You know, like on a nice like arugula salad, something that's very like zippy.
Cut the bitterness.
Yeah, cut the bitterness. Give it a little. Like I could see adding a little bit of honey, some shallots to this.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Some sumac to it as well, because it's got.
What's that?
Sumac is like this red powder. It's like it almost tastes like lime.
Is that Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you've ever seen
like a fattoush salad. Or?
Exactly, that's the red powder that's on the fattoush
I didn't
salad.
know that. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks good. Tastes good.
Tastes really good. Like nice acidity. I could see doing that like fattoush with this
sumac. Okay.
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna save just a little bit. A little bit of button mushroom as well, like the white button mushroom.
Oh,
yeah. I'm digging that. All right, next we'll do the mesh and bone.
Okay.
So, one thing that I like to do when it comes, we went through this before, is I like to use a towel.
Right, to not let it pop out.
Yep. 6 twists. There's always 6.
Yeah.
Yep. And then hold the cork firmly and rotate the bottle.
Okay.
Let's see.
Here, come this way. There you go. I want to. There you go.
There we go. Just feeling it out. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but there we go. We're almost there. And what you don't want is you don't want to pop, because then it starts overflowing. There we go. You just
wow.
Yep. When it pops, that's when it starts to just get everywhere, and it's not fun.
Huh.
Yep, so let's go ahead and check this boy out. Can already smell it. It's got a nice little golden color to it.
More apple on the nose.
Yeah.
Mesh and bone.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. Pear.
Oh, it's pear?
Yeah. It's apple and pear. And you know what? I didn't even read the label. I just grabbed it because it was mesh and bone. I literally saw it. I was grabbing these. I was like, oh, mesh and bone. I'm going to grab this too.
Sure.
This is apple and pear cider.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right
You on the nose?
It's just in French. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it is.
But yeah. But yeah, it's like, yeah, definitely get a lot of pear.
I really like this. It's the right amount of effervescent for me. That's nice. It's not overly sweet.
Really?
You don't like it?
I think it's too sweet.
You think it's too sweet?
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
It's like apple juice to me.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's like apple juice. It's like, which a lot of times it's just pear juice. Like, pear's a little more affordable.
Oh, is it really? Like, they use that in apple juice?
Yeah, pears are cheaper than apples. So sometimes you get pear juice and like apple juice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's close enough.
I think pears are better, actually.
Dude, pears are kind of better. Like, they are. Like, they should cost more than they do when you look at, you'll get an apple and it'll be like $3 a pound. You get pears, they're like 80 cents a pound. And the pears are like juicy and
they're
like,
good. I
yeah,
like them.
So
I love pears.
yeah.
Asian pears, too.
A little more bitterness.
Do you like, for you personally, how much effervescence do you like?
I mean, honestly, if the effervescence fits with the rest of the characteristics, I'm not really.
I don't think anything.
It.
Yeah, nothing like is overpowering, right? Like it's such a. I think it's just balanced to me.
I don't need it to be like super duper sharp effervescent or crazy bubbly.
This is like that light. It's there, more so than the first one, but like, it's like smaller bubbles. It's not as sharp.
I'm gonna go back to the other one real quick too.
It just like coats that tongue really nicely.
Yeah, it's a little like thicker and slicker.
Yeah, because the first one's like a little more watered down for me.
And it's more like punchy in terms of like just having a bigger flavor.
Yeah.
For me though, it's just like a little too sweet and like syrupy. That's just my personal. And then here's another thing too. So we're gonna. Do you remember the retronasal thing that we did?
Causing turbulence, or
Maybe I didn't show you this one. So I'm gonna show you a little technique for tasting things that will allow you to smell it a little bit better.
Okay.
And you'll notice the difference between these two. So this is one technique that you can use, especially. It's been great with mezcal.
Okay.
It's wonderful with mezcal. But here's what you do. It's very specific instructions. You inhale, right? So your lungs are holding air, okay? And you take a sip. So you'll inhale while you're sipping usually, right? And then you're gonna swish in your mouth. Keep your mouth closed the whole time, okay? So you're holding this breath, right? You are swishing in your mouth. You swallow while keeping your mouth closed. And then you exhale through the nose, still keeping your mouth closed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk through what that looks like.
Sure.
So it's
Swallow.
and just exhale through the nose.
Oh, okay.
All while keeping your mouth closed. What that's going to do is that's going to fill your nasal cavity up with the aromatics, and then you exhale it and you will smell it on the way out. So we're going to do that with this.
Oh, I see what you mean.
This one. You smell that?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the first one. Do you need some more?
Yeah. Okay.
Way more character.
Really?
Yeah, way more character on the way out.
I mean, I smelled something, but it was still subtle to me.
To me, it's like I'm getting more of the mushroom, the forest floor. Like I get maitake, like before, I'm tasting it, and I get like this kind of button white mushroom. On the way out, though, doing that, it was more like maitake mushroom, like much more.
I don't know if I've ever had that, but
Hen of the Woods mushroom?
nope.
Oh. You're missing out, bro.
I'm sure I am.
Incredible.
I'm sure I am. I love
Yeah.
mushrooms. It's just I guess I don't love them enough.
Maitakes are like, oof. Yeah. That's really nice. It actually has the Asian pear thing going, too.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah. Like the Asian pear, like that when you first bite into it and you just get through the skin a little bit. And
Yeah. I like how Asian pears are subtle, too. They're not too sweet.
yeah.
There's a nice crisp to it.
When you're in Japan, they grow like everywhere.
Do they really put them in
Yeah.
those plastic boxes?
You can.
Oh, okay.
There's a box, too, that you can put on the actual apple or the
Yeah.
pear while it's growing.
To make it into that shape?
Yeah, yeah. It'll fill into that box.
That's
like a little
cool.
clip-on box.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just fills in. But yeah, they have like watermelons and they clip. I mean, it's a clip-on
I've
box.
seen that too, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a $90 watermelon.
That's what makes it $90 is the shape?
I mean that, and they did all kinds. I mean, dude, you can go there and get like a case of $50 strawberries where it's got 6 strawberries in there, and the strawberries are like the size of your palm.
Oh.
Yeah, like each strawberry is the size of your palm. So just imagine like eating a strawberry,
Like an
a
apple.
slice of watermelon or like an apple or something.
Yeah, that's wild.
And they're like super red and just like crazy looking. But I don't know if I'd spend $50 on 6 strawberries.
Yeah.
Like
Gimmicky.
But you know what? And here's the thing where it becomes a little bit more of an appreciation. Typically, when you buy those things, you buy them as gifts.
Okay.
You don't buy them for yourself.
Sure, sure.
You buy them as a gift. And I remember seeing like a honeydew that was like $60, and then a honeydew right next to it that was like $130. And I'm like, I don't know anything about honeydews whatsoever, but I can tell you that the honeydew that is $130 looks way better than the one that is $60.
Okay.
And I'm talking to the clerk because it's always in the basement of, like a department store.
Sure.
And they just have like all these like food courts and stuff in the basement. That's where you get these crazy expensive fruits. And I just asked, I'm like, hey, what's the difference between these? And she's like, well, look at how this one is more manicured. This one was like clipped in a certain way to have a certain appearance and certain ratio of the amount of like stalk left on it and the way it kind of spirals and stuff. It's almost like a flower arrangement, but with a piece of fruit, the way it was kind of harvested. And then also look at the grain pattern. So like a honeydew melon has like a grain pattern on the outside.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The grain is just more pleasing. It's like wood.
Right.
Like how wood has a pleasing grain.
Sure,
Same
sure.
thing with melons.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it just looks better, but like,
Does it taste better?
well, it's not for you, right?
Wow.
It's for you to give to your boss or something.
Wow,
It's like,
wow,
yeah,
wow.
so, and they get it and they're like, whoa, this is so impressive looking. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. And like,
Yeah.
look how aesthetic it is,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I guess at that level, it's like the things you can't really put your finger on. That's like the X factor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm trying to think of like what we do to gift. What do we do to in our culture like as a gift? But I think it's very subjective. It depends on who you're giving it to.
Yeah, I mean, you just give someone a gift card. Right?
Yeah. Or that. Yeah.
I think, yeah. I'm gonna open this up while we talk about this a little more. But I think our gift giving culture is probably a little more practical, if I have to say. Like, gifts tend to be more functional, or like, I knew you wanted this, so I got it for you, or.
Right. I mean, you know that you hopefully with the goal is like they have the knowledge to appreciate what you do give them.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you gave someone this honeydew and they don't even know, like they don't really know.
Yeah. I mean, I do think to an extent it's like you give a Japanese person like a crazy honeydew, they're gonna be like, oh my goodness.
Sure, they probably do know, right? But like
an American's gonna be salty.
Fruit.
Yeah. Like you got them a honeydew that costs as much as a PS5, and they're like,
holy shit.
What do I do with this? All right. So for me, these sorts of ciders tend to be up my alley. Just like the French unfiltered, crazy funky, but like still just like nice balanced ciders.
Yeah.
This is like got the richest color by far.
I love it. Yeah.
Like, let's get a look at that. Like, that's super duper rich and brown, and yeah, let's see. Cheers.
Cheers.
Smells wonderful. More like roses and
Oh, really?
like.
It's like more of a profound one of the second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm.
Wow.
That's what's up.
You like that?
Yes.
That unfiltered like funk, like it's bitter. You like that?
Bring me the funk. Gotta have a funk. Gotta make this face.
Yeah.
You not feeling it?
Maybe it'll grow on me.
Yeah.
Would you pair this with food, or would you just?
I would actually
sip on
just,
this?
I would drink this itself, honestly. I mean, I would definitely pair this with food, too. It would be nice with, like, a sliced ham, you know, like prosciutto. I could see doing some melon. We're talking about melon. Maybe a little suggestion from the cider, but I could see doing melon with it. I mean, I might even try to do this with, like, some chicken liver and see how that goes.
Whoa.
Like, chicken liver kind of pate. And see if this can hold up to that, because it has, like, enough kind of character. It might be able to cut through that. But I could also see doing this with, like, roasted vegetables. I could see doing this alongside maybe some duck, roasted chicken for that matter. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Probably the only thing I couldn't see it with is like fish or lamb.
Okay.
But I think pork is like the pairing for apples. Okay. Apples and pork. It's like, I think that's why they put an apple in the pig's mouth when they roast it. It's like they kind of go together.
Oh.
Like, I could see this with some carnitas and just like going crazy. Or crispy pork, you know, like like Chinese style.
Yeah. Chashu.
Yeah, some nice barbecue pork, like really crispy.
Wow.
Now, of effervescence types, this is the type of effervescence I really go crazy for.
Really?
Because it's super tight. Like really nice small bubbles. Very tight, velvety. Not super like
punchy.
Like CO2 bubbles, but more like nitrogen bubbles in terms of their texture. Just like the tight, really small.
Wow, I wouldn't have known.
I mean, they are CO2 bubbles. It's carbon dioxide, but
okay.
Just in terms of the tightness of them, it's like, you know how a soda will have a really big bubbles,
especially
like,
after you open it. Yeah.
Yeah, the bubbles are super big, whereas like a champagne has like the super tiny bubbles. You can really taste the difference in the texture. It's just a smoother texture, and I just like, this is where it's at for me.
Yeah. So the second one was more of like a champagne.
The second one was more like a soda to me, honestly.
Oh, that punchy.
Yeah, like that punchy. Like you can see how kind of big those bubbles are.
Yeah.
Where these like, they're kind of dissipating at this point, but.
Oh yeah, that's the second one. This is the first one.
The bubbles are still really nice on that second one, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say second, third, first.
I would say third, first, second.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're like the opposite. Okay.
Yeah. Did you do the retro nasal on this?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get anything like of interest?
Like, it doesn't taste, or it doesn't smell different on the way out than it did on the way in.
It doesn't. No.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. No, I don't
It's just
think
supposed
so.
to help it.
It just gives you a more complete picture. We'll do this with mezcal.
Okay.
It's like cologne when you do that technique with mezcal. It fills your whole head. It's incredible. And that actually really got me to appreciate mezcal even more. Like joining Adam's Mezcal Club was a game changer for me.
Yeah, that's still going?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
still going.
good,
It's
good.
awesome. And I'm just really loving it. It's super dope.
At Combini, we're both in the sake and the wine club.
Smart.
It's not bad. It's $40 a month, and you get like 2 to 3 bottles.
Yeah, that sounds like
Per
a steal
month.
to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some more of those. Yeah, you know, for me, the apple and pear just wasn't really cutting it. Like, for my personal taste,
Sure.
I love pears, but there's something about apple cider that's just different from pear cider. Pear cider is always so much sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
More salinity too. This
On
actually
the
reminds me of some of
last
the
one.
waters that we've had, like some of the more kind of saltier sparkling waters. More like minerality to it.
Yeah.
It's almost got, you know, when you have some cheeses, like my like Camembert, for example.
Camembert.
Yeah, right. Camembert's back in town. That sharpness that comes from some of those cheeses, it's got some of that too.
Mm.
Like that thing that's just like really zippy. That's almost like just killing your nose.
Yeah.
Wow. This is almost like water. This is 2.5% alcohol by volume.
This one tasted most like water to me. How much alcohol is in that
6.
one? Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. 8.5.
Really?
Yeah. That's crazy. This is 2%.
None of them really taste boozy.
None of them are super boozy. Actually, if any of
'Cause
them
I
were,
mean-
I did taste a little bit on
Really?
this one. Not gonna lie, like I felt it a bit, like the heat, just a touch of heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice, just like really funky apple skin, Asian pear, a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of like cheese funk.
That's your ideal cider.
That's what I go for right here.
And you found all of these at Adam's shop?
Oh no, so I actually went to a different shop this time.
Oh.
Adam's out of town right now.
Oh, okay.
His shop is still open, but it was just logistically, I just went to another
Sure,
like
yeah.
late
Oh, I
neighborhood
just
place.
assumed. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean he carries this one in his shop, but I don't think he carries this one. He may carry this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him much about cider. I got to get Adam on for another cider episode. I think he'll, because I love cider and I'm willing to go like a little bit more into depth on it.
Sure.
So having him on for I think another like cider and another mezcal episode would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Mezcal Club has been so educational, and also one of the things that really has illuminated my perception of mezcal is a lot of the mezcals that I like are the ones that are like $30. It's not even necessary. I mean, I love the ones that are like $175. They're great, and they're like there's so much going on. And then there'll be one where I'm like, wow, this is really good. How much is this? Oh, $30. That's incredible. This is something I can take to a party or give to someone.
Right.
And
You wouldn't feel bad about
Wouldn't
it.
feel bad about it. Wouldn't feel like I was like trying to be
People
spendy.
didn't appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they didn't appreciate it, I'd be like, whatever.
Right.
But
Right.
they're gonna appreciate it because it's like that good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice when you find that.
Question of the day: what haven't we drunk that we ought to on this show? There's so many things that we can go into, so many different liqueurs and drinks and all these different foods and beverages that it's kind of hard to know like where to even go. Like sometimes, like what do you guys want to see us?
Do you do energy drinks? No, my favorite energy drink. I mean, I don't know if it's considered an energy drink. It's just the yerba mates.
Yeah, those are really good.
The teas, right?
Yeah, yerba mate is incredible.
Yeah, there's no jitters. It's no like real kick. It's just a smooth. Like I feel focused, but they all taste really good too.
Yerba mate gives you that feeling that you get after like really good boxing rounds, or yeah, like where you're just like, oh, okay, like you just saw Jesus, and it's just like you still feel it. Like yerba mate gives you that kind of feeling. So the light just shines on you.
Okay,
I like it.
Okay.
And then also too, you can get like bricks of yerba mate for like really cheap.
Okay.
For what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got nothing against that. I just don't like the. I'm not gonna mention any brands, but I just don't like the kind of canned energy drinks that are like super sugary.
I don't know if Side Practice still has it, but they had Cascara.
Yes.
There's a brand called All Day Cascara.
Oh, word.
It's like DAE. And that was I tried 2 different flavors. They were both. I mean, it tasted just like because it is Cascara, and it like, but maybe they threw in some other flavors in there, and it was really good.
Cascara is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got nice actually Cascara. I would probably enjoy like a cider kind of Cascara thing going because they have the vinegary notes in character, and Cascara just brings a little bit more kind of cherry flavor to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how do you make something as tamarind? Yeah, as thick because like I thought of like the balsamicness of it from Cascara.
You just use more Cascara.
Oh, more okay.
You know, you just really, and then if you really want to, but you run into the risk of making it bitter, is you can press the Cascara.
Okay.
You know,
a French press.
Yeah, like you, or like put it into like an actual press, like or into a nut bag or something, and really squeeze you know, you can also reduce the Cascara, so you can just take that and then just kind of boil it.
Oh.
If you have a rotary evaporator, you can rotary evaporate it.
That's fancy.
Yeah, but you know.
Okay.
Probably not worth the trouble.
I don't know if next time I pop in there, I'll see if they have some left. It was good.
Yeah, I bet.
It was good.
Cool. Thanks guys for tuning in. This is so crazy. Like I feel like we were out of this swing for like a month almost. We were just getting sick.
That's how it is. I mean, I hope everyone else is doing okay. Yeah. Like I was lucky to have Justine and like just someone to like just take care of you the whole time because I lost my appetite. I was in bed for 3 days and like body aches, chills.
Sounds like you got it worse than
it felt like I had COVID, but the test came back negative, which was really weird.
Yeah,
but
one of our buddies came up positive, and now he's going through, you know, like his headache issue that I was having. He's getting mask headaches.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was able to like continue with life, but I was just I was functional because my wife was the sickest. Our daughter got sick first. Okay. We have a 2-year-old.
Right.
She got sick first, and we're like, maybe it's COVID. We don't know. At this point, honestly, I don't even want to go get tested just because I don't want to go somewhere where I'm going to be around people and get them sick.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay away from people as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that was my thing. I was like, unless feel like I'm dying or something, I'm just going to be kind of like a cat. You know, when a cat gets sick, it's just like disappears. It's just like, leave me alone.
Right.
You know, and I was on cat mode. I just antisocial. Just stay away from everybody.
The free COVID sites, like the lines are so long. Yeah. And you're typically waiting outside for a really long time. So there are places where that need an appointment. So you just make an appointment and then go for your time. But
I don't know. The kind of the courtesy of staying away from people when you're sick that like we've just had forever. Like it was just
that's the most important part.
I was like, I'm just, unless something's happening, I don't need to know what it is.
Like if you're sick, stay away from people.
Exactly.
Like that's the most important part.
I was like, finding out what this is not important enough that I'm going to go around a bunch of people.
Right.
Just to find out like, and this was really before home testing was like a thing too.
Right.
I guess like I didn't even know about home testing until like a week or 2 weeks ago.
Where do you even get home tests?
Apparently they have them at like Walgreens and places like that, but like they're selling out in a lot of places too. You know, and people were like secondhand, you know, pumping the price on them. It's like, what's the new flip?
Right.
Gary V's like, yeah, flip everything. Everything must be flipped. But so I was just like, hey, I'm not dying, so
right.
But I don't want to make anyone sick, so I'm just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, thanks again for tuning in. We're gonna get lit off this. I'm gonna give this to Victor. He can have this. Take it home. We're gonna try to recork it, and yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Later.
Peace.